Hello, my name's Matt. I'm an illustrator and a dungeon master, and I'm illustrating my D&D campaign as we play through it. This episode, I'll be continuing what I did in episode 3, blocking out a sculpt in Blender and then taking it into Photoshop to paint over. The two characters I'll be doing today are Grothmark, the half-orc, and Nibbles, the heron gong rabbit person. So yeah, enjoy the process, and in the background will be the D&D audio as well. So hopefully you enjoy that too, and talk to you soon. Bye.
Okay, and so you guys, it's smooth sailing for the day. The weather's good. It's a light breeze, very few clouds in the sky. It's actually quite beautiful out as the bloated barnacle makes its way across the oceans between Blueport to the city of Yore. And a lot of you find yourself looking out on the horizon as the sun slowly sets and a red glow settles across the deck. And Captain Winters, who is near Grothmark, he's talking to you about one of his great duels, which is always the same duel. It seems like he's had one duel really well in. But yeah, he keeps trying different angles of his new story now, where he slayed a dragonborn, and you can already see that it's gone up quite a few notches, and he defended 3 small children from a rampaging dragon. And and then he says, "Oh, it is dinner time again, and we can have some more drinks, and I will tell you all about Yore and give you a small overview for this fascinating town." So he goes around and gathers all of you.
Nibbles interrupts Winters and just says, "Hey, so I think you might not get mutineered as much if we had dinner with the crew and you gave them some of the drink."
He looks at you. You've got your hat on, with your eyes looking out, and 2 ears, and he says, "Well, you are wearing the first mate's hat and seem to know what you're talking about. You mean we get all into the dining room and eat around a table and talk as one crew?"
Yes.
"I will try it. I like the idea. Perhaps this is what has been the problem. I've been distant, I think. Distant. And yes, Corks, gather up the rest of the crew. Not you, Foster. I'm still not sure about you." Foster's like, "I've told you I wasn't part of the mutiny. I was coming to help, and I was just a bit too late." And you get the feeling that Foster's trying to gaslight the captain into getting out the crew. So soon you find yourselves all gathered, the crew, some of them are like not sure what's going on. They're sort of standing around awkwardly, but others have settled in. Lou sits next to you and gives you a hi and that, and bears soon come down in front of all of you. And Captain Winters says, "Right, there's a lot of small talk, a lot of toasts. People start to settle down. The crew actually does seem happy with the situation." Captain Winters leans across to you and says, "I think it is working. I
told you it would."
"Oh, you're a much better first mate than First Mate Scabbers. I can tell you that for nothing certain. But do not get any ideas about being captain." And then
Nibbles kind of puts his paw up to his mouth and just like lays back.
Yeah, and you see a lot of the crew also raise their eyebrows as if considering it and thinking, or maybe Arthur. You hear a general murmuring. Okay, and Captain Winters says, "Okay, so we arrive in Yore tomorrow morning, and I will just give you a heads up that it has a very strange way of maintaining order. In a way, it is a more safe city than even the most lawful type cities, in the way that it is set up. There are 3 factions in Yore. There is the docks, run by Pirate Bo. He is ruthless, but he runs a very tight ship, in that you do have to pay him protection to live anywhere in the docks or the grease town or the cogs. I will give you a map too of the city. But the protection is well earned. He will look after you if you pay a small fee. He allows small thieves guilds and such to form. He will not crush them. He allows them to form so that people who do not pay protection and fall outside of his protection can be preyed upon by these small thieves guilds. So say when we come into the docks, I will be paying a small fee of protection to look after my boat, and it will be well spent. My boat will be safe. No one will touch me, and they will look after me. The second faction, who run in opposition to Pirate Bowl, are the nobles. You see, Yor used to be an actual proper city, part of the empire. But one day, it even had a school of magic, a powerful school of magic. But one day, a Udai, a rabbit folk, a Udai wizard, turned against the school, laid it low, crushed the school, crushed the town, and then went on to confront the king of the empire. He had an army of constructs he had created. The king, seeing what magic could do and what magic could give the power to one man, the king feared magic from that day and made it prohibited. No one was allowed to cast magic anymore in the kingdom, which was foolish, of course, because the enemies of the kingdom could still cast magic. But the king also turned his back on Yor and cast everyone out from there, blaming the school of magic for creating these powerful single individuals that could take away his kingdom. And Yor, the people of Yor hated magic because it almost laid their town to rubble and ruin. And that is also why they hate the Udai. They blame the Udai for their fall from grace. But there were old noble families when the town was great, and they still exist to this day, pretending basically to be still nobles and part of the empire. They have their balls, they have their occasions, they have their titles, they have their political games, and they do have very nice parts of the city. And you might think, why do the pirates not overrun the nobles or the nobles overrun the pirates? It is because there is one other person that watches over Yor. He is called the Chris King, and no one has ever seen him. In fact, many people say he does not exist and it is just a rumor to keep the peace. But whenever someone pushes too far or doesn't walk the straight line, strange things happen to them. They earn the Chris King's curse. So people on both sides, they will push their luck, but they know not to push too far. Now, the most important thing, the number one rule in Yor is not to earn the Chris King's curse. And there are many weird laws that the locals have come up with that they think are ways of breaking the Chris King's law and earning his curse. Foolish things. Some of them are foolish, some of them are true. They say things like, do not practice magic, which is a good law, because if the folks of Yor, the townsfolk, see you casting magic, they will turn on you. They hate it. They hate it with a passion. But there are silly laws, like you can commit crimes on rooftops, because people have committed crimes on rooftops and nothing happened to them, and so they say, the Chris King is happy with crimes on rooftops. But you commit a crime in an alley, bad things happen. But the number one rule is never, ever hurt a Kriska. When you ask me what is a Kriska, it is the native species of Yor. It is like a cat, monkey, otter creature. There are thousands of them that live in Yor. They swim in the harbours. They climb up the towers and leap between the buildings. They have huge ears and owl-like eyes, and they watch everything. It is said they are the eyes and ears of the Chris King, and that's how he watches over the city. If you hurt any one of them, the townsfolk will think that the Chris King is no longer looking after you, and they can do whatever they like to you without earning the wrath of the Chris King. So yes, very complicated town. You will probably learn the laws as you go. Doesn't sound like you're going to be staying there too long, to be honest. You have an expedition to go on. But yes, I will be dropping you off there tomorrow. I will, of course, be staying a while. I will be at the Mermaids Leagues. I will be looking to set up a small side business, maybe talk to the Duke and find a place where we can set up our Adventurers Guild, perhaps.
Oh, I think perhaps we should just start with this one expedition and use those profits to establish a brand.
So not buy a high-rise building where we look over, say, a harbour.
No, I think it's good to establish slowly, make sure your rent isn't going to burn out a lot of your money, and you can kind of build and focus on what you're doing, you know.
Oh, the important things.
Exactly.
I like what you're thinking. But then we will do that. There are many, when the time comes, there are many empty warehouses and buildings in Greasetown and the Cog. We can find whatever we need.
These are Kriskers.
Yes.
They're called, what do they eat? What do they prefer? What are their favorite treats?
This is a good question, because it is good to be on their side. They say they swim in the harbour for fish. They keep the pests down. They eat rats and vermin. They also catch the cape moths, keep all the insects down. So they eat lots of things. Treat-wise, I think you can give them almost anything, except chocolate, apparently. Or is that dogs? I do not know.
Better be safe than sorry.
But yes, it is very wise to look after the Kriska, and they will look after you. It is also said that if a Kriska is sitting on a beggar's shoulder, you should pay the beggar good money. And then good things happen to you for that day. Or maybe not. It is hard to tell sometimes.
Do any people keep Kriska as pets?
They have tried, but the Kriska are very independent. They might stay with you for a little while. As I said, sometimes they sit on beggars' shoulders, but it is more... People say it is more of a way to say this beggar needs looking after for a little while, and then they move on. Yes. So not really pets, they are quite feral. Does anyone have any more questions? Okay, and as he says that, you notice his last breath that's coming out of his mouth turns an icy cold in the air, and you all are suddenly aware that the temperature has dropped in the room, and across the window it almost scatters across a dewdrop like icicle goes across the window. Now I need each of you to make a perception check versus...
Oh, nah. It's a nat one, baby.
Cool. And let's roll in initiative order as well.
5. 24.
Okay, so hang on, remember those rolls and...
I'm going to use my phone.
Oh shit. So what was your perception?
24.
Good.
That's better.
Let's go. Actually, has everyone rolled?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you got 24 nibbles. O got a
4.
4.
5.
5. Now this is perfect because you're all engrossed in the story. You're all starting to get deep in your cups.
I got a 19.
Nice.
Yeah.
12 for the grappler.
It's paying slightly less attention.
And Grothmark got a 12.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this is going to determine who is surprised in this round and who isn't. So now let's all roll initiative. And then I'll describe what happens.
Nat 20.
Oh, dude.
So it's
Ooh,
24.
Nice.
24 for Nibbles. Oh, 24 perception, 24.
Yeah.
20 value.
15. I'll say you.
Oh, 22, sorry, 22.
22 for Kenku.
I got a 20.
Oh, dude, you're rolling as well. 24.
I was ready to punch someone out first round. Boom!
He's really just a whack anyway.
Yeah.
15 for Guthrie.
10.
Okay, the good news is one of them rolled a 3.
The crew back from the dead.
Yeah, I know.
I got 11. Oh my god, 19.
I think I'm dead.
Okay, and I'm going to roll
Dead.
stealth for
Should we go to the bathroom quickly, bro?
16. Yeah, do you want to take a quick break before the combat, or you guys?
I might just get some water.
I'm keen, yeah.
Give me 1 minute.
Let's get into it.
One of them got 23 stealth, but
23.
you saw it.
Right, I did. I've never played a high perception character before.
Yeah, I've always, because I played old Tim, he was high perception, and yeah, you always got to remember to take that into account, because
Yeah.
Pardon.
Just pause this. Passed out.
Hey, then can you show what it looks like when you're knocked prone? We'll just flip it upside down.
Okay, so Nibbles, I'm going to say this to you and the Duke. Yeah. So as Captain Winters is talking, and you see this breath leave him, this icy breath, and the candles in the room flicker, and a sheet of ice goes across the window. You see in the flickering candles, the shadows that it casts form into human-like figures, and you catch it straight away, and you too. You see all three around the room suddenly leaping out and plunging into the crew, and you get to act before any of this happens. The rest of you, you see just one of the shadows. So, but because of this, you're not going to be surprised. So you're going to get to act as well. The rest of you have been engrossed in the conversation, drinking your cups, and you don't see any of this. So you miss out on the first round of initiative until it gets back to the top, and then we go through. Okay, so Nibbles, you get to act first. As I say, three shadows form on the flickering walls and suddenly leap off the walls and become solid black creatures with claws, and they plunge towards the crew, but you get to act before they even...
Where are they in the room? Are they like all spread out, or are they all the same spot?
They've surrounded the room, and in fact, most of the walls and that were shadow, and you just see the shadow has
Kind of collects.
it's collected into creatures. So we'll say here, and is this Duke?
That's me, yeah.
Yeah, and one's forming up behind the Duke.
Okay. So, and the Duke probably wouldn't have seen that one, I assume.
Yeah. We'll say the Duke. This is the one you saw forming here,
Yeah.
as the walls just almost like black paint coming off the wall and forming into a human-like form.
Right. So Nibbles in one swift movement will have ripped off his shirt and pulled out a little knife from his pocket and just thrown it directly behind Mooch and cast Ice Knife.
Ooh, nice. Okay, go for it.
It was a natural one.
2 net 20 to the net 1. That's great.
Okay, and with the ice knife, there's
There's
splattered
splash
damage.
damage.
Hey, those
Okay.
things explode, don't they?
Yeah, I'm going to say with a natural one,
Yeah.
Duke Mooch is going to take a lot of that.
Sorry.
Put him out of his misery.
But
before
yeah,
that
because just roll again to see if Duke Mooch can react. So let's say your shot's gone wide and is approaching Duke Mooch. I'm not going to say you get hit with a natural one. I'm going to say now roll again, and if it's a high roll, you'll hit the Duke.
D20.
Nice.
Yeah.
6.
Okay, so you stand up quickly before anyone can react or know what you're doing. Duke, you see this shadow flickering, but already Nibbles has flung an ice knife across the room at you. It's almost coming straight at you, and you manage to squawk and duck aside as it hits the wall. Now, on a miss, will it still?
Hit or miss, the shard explodes.
Okay.
The target and each creature within 5 feet must succeed on a dex saving throw or take 2d6 cold damage.
Okay. If you take one and not.
One shot. Save. That's a 16 plus a lot. Good.
Okay. Because you were alert and you've rolled high on your initiative, we're going to say that you move with blinding speed and get out of your chair and roll over the table to land on the other side as the ice shatters. But the shattering ice does collect this shadow. It didn't make it save. So it takes 2d6, did you say?
Yeah. Do you want me to roll it?
Yes, please.
So 5, 6, so 11.
11 damage. And that's cold damage, right?
Yeah, cold damage.
9.
Okay, so...
I would have definitely died. Yeah. That would have just straight killed me.
Such a Jake thing to do, every time.
And all they would have seen is the rabbit just stand up.
Surprise! I am the epic man.
There's another mutiny, yeah.
Get him, shadows.
Okay, so we're going to say he actually ends up taking 6 points of damage from that. As a lot of it seems to pass through him. A lot of it still clicks and forms over his body, and you can hear this scream as a lot of it collects him, but even half of it just passes through and hits along the walls and scatters along the floor. So we'll say it's that guy. He's down to 10. Right, and you roll to your feet, Duke Mooch, and it's your turn next.
So I wear up all of them, or just the one that's next to Grothmark?
We'll say now.
Because of the ice explosion.
Yeah. We'll say.
Did Duke Mooch get hit?
Yep, just hold down.
No, is it 0 damage if he
So if I
saves?
can hold down.
Or half damage?
0. I think. Let me just double check.
Yeah.
Smooth.
Yeah, no, or take, he doesn't take anything.
Yeah.
Yes, nice. Awesome. Scot free.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I'm just going to stab the one that the ice knife nearly exploded.
Okay.
So I'm going to just come up. I've got a rapier somewhere in my non-pants, and I'll just. It's 20 something to hit.
Yes, it hits.
22 to hit. Excellent. It's going to be 6 points of piercing damage.
6 points gets halved as a lot of it just passes through the shadowy incorporeal form. But So that's 3 points.
And is the door to the dining room open?
Yes, both doors are.
And which one's the... Still this way, right? Take opportunities. I'm good. I'll
Okay.
stay there, I think.
Okay, next it would be O, but you have no idea what's going on. You've suddenly seen the Duke lash out at jump over the table, roll, there's ice flying everywhere. The Duke slashes his sword nearby you, still not quite sure what's going on. Next it's going to be a shadow. And now I'm going to ignore most of the crew. The crew have ducked down and are hiding by the walls, and we'll just randomly see who the shadows go for. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and Captain Winters can be 6. Okay.
Not Captain Winters.
He's such a good swordsman. Whatever.
So number 3, the Duke, which works out. So we'll say that the one, this one here, as you've turned and stabbed the one behind you on the wall, suddenly plunges towards you with clawed hands.
AC is 14.
14. 11 plus 4, 15. So he does 6, 7, 9 points of damage.
I'm down.
Okay.
I'm unconscious.
And you also lose...
Should have run out of the room.
You lose 4 strength.
Oh, no.
As this ice flows over you and freezes across your back, and you just drop to your knees and then fall dead. No, he's still breathing.
Still breathing, but I'm unconscious. So I guess I need to roll a death save at some point. But
Yeah, next round or so. And this shadow just rejoices as it steals your life and strengthens from taking the strength off your body. Next will be Grothmark. We're going to say with you, because you actually did see one of the shadows, they only rolled a 7 stealth. So the one that plunged its hands into Ben's Duke Mooch, you see, you're aware of, and you know that it's ripped into the Duke and dropped him. Yeah, so it's your go.
Cool. Seeing this, he's a little bit shaken, not battle hardened, but kind of whips his drum over and he kind of tries to recall what he's been reading, but he kind of pounds away and is just like, "Birdman, please wake up," and cast Healing Word.
oh yeah.
Okay.
So the 1d4 plus spellcasting modifier, which is 5, I believe.
What?
+5.
Oh, what is it?
Yeah. What is your wisdom? +3.
No, but it's
Your spellcasting modifier.
Constitution.
That'd be
Charisma.
charisma, yeah.
So +3, so 4.
Yeah. Nice.
So, yeah, Duke, your world goes cold and dark, but then you start in the distance, you hear this reverberating drum beat that goes through you, just through you, and you almost hear off in the distance long, deep-throated chanting coming, and suddenly there's a light that just rushes up to you, and you find yourself on the floor of the tavern, awake. Some of the ice and claws on your back has already started melting and falling off. You still have the strength loss.
Yep.
though,
Cool,
as
cool,
well.
cool, cool, cool. We're under attack, boys. Fucking rabbits.
Spell attack, that's +5.
Yeah,
modifiers.
Sorry, I keep forgetting too, if you've got bonus actions, let me know as well.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, I think, can I
Level 1,
inspire
baby.
bonus action?
Isn't a healing word a bonus action?
It is,
It
yeah.
is, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now you can punch something.
Then, yeah, okay. I'll bonus action healing word, and then I'll try and take a swing at, you said there's one
Yeah.
close to me, right? I will... Get the hang of this. 14 plus 5?
Yes, it hits.
Cool.
Roll for
So boom,
damage.
boom, boom, and then you're just gonna El Kabong this thing.
Come on.
Not good for
4 points. But you also notice that your weapon collects the entire shadow. It doesn't pass through it. It hits it as a solid object, and it takes the full four damage. And there's a loud boom that shakes the shadow, and you know you've hurt that one as well.
Nice.
So that goes down to.
Sonic
gets
boom.
caught up in the moment and gives Lou like a orcish salute.
Oh, Lou! Lou's there. Lou's a warrior. He's going to help too. Yeah. We'll put him in the next initiative order though. Yeah. Yeah, he was sitting right next to you. Okay, now we've got to roll to see who the next shadow attacks.
Too much.
5.
Oh, never mind.
Nibbles.
Nibbles hasn't got much strength to begin.
That was fine.
So this is the unharmed shadow on the far wall. Where are you,
This one
Nibbles?
here.
Yeah. Whereabouts are you, Nibbles?
I'm like, yeah, right there.
Okay, so this one weaves itself across the table, casting, and you see the shadow almost like a wave move across the table, and long, dark claws reach out for you.
Jesus.
Yeah, that hits, and that's going to be 3, 6 plus 2, 8 points of damage.
Nibbles is down.
Oh no! And you also. Where did that D4 go? Okay. Lose 3 points of strength.
Yeah, sorry, that's fine.
So yeah, this shadow, as fast as a flicker of an eye, waves itself across the table and plunges into Nibbles, and the rabbit drops to the ground, and ice has formed across like little crystals through his fur.
Damn.
Do you want to move this thing over to Nero? You can stay in that spot. Because he was here,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So we just
so
like
put
put
him-
him here.
yeah,
He's
yeah.
like, I don't know where this thing is. It's just, yeah,
Move not that long.
like just there.
No. Like move him back and then move the other thing forward.
This thing.
Oh yeah, right. There's only 2 spaces there.
Yeah.
Awkward.
Yeah.
I'll do.
Okay, Arthur, it would be your go, but you're in a surprise round. You haven't had a chance to react yet, and then it's the wounded shadow that is behind.
This one here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we'll go for a random attack as it's lost sight of the Duke, who's fallen under the table, and he goes for Captain Winters, which everyone's like, yeah.
My business partner.
16, he hits Captain Winters.
I'll roll the dice between the rabbit and Captain Winters.
Winters will have like 100 HP. So.
Yeah, he is a god.
He's just got so much constitution.
Yeah.
He's wearing like armor of thorns.
Oh, he's over here. That's right. Captain Winters. We should be alright. 5. 11. He's still up. 5, 11. Oh,
Big roll.
Yeah, I know. Hey.
13.
No
Oh,
more- no
he's
more
got
hunters,
1
yeah.
hit point left.
Oh my god.
So
And you-
Captain Winters says, I have been struck for the first time in my career. And he's been trying to get his sword out, and he drops to a knee, and ice forms across his face. His claws leave a long icicle rake down the side of his body. Now the good news is, we go to the top of the round. Nibbles. You've got to make a death saving throw.
16.
16, that's a save. Yeah, and so you convulse slightly, but you stabilise a little bit. Then we go to the Duke.
Yeah.
You're down prone.
Uh-huh.
There's shadow looming over Captain Winters, who has dropped to a knee and is trying to pull out his sword.
There's also one right next to me too, right there.
Yeah.
Cool.
So you got options.
I'm gonna I'm gonna use my movement speed, half my movement speed to stand up, and then I'm going to swing at this thing again.
Okay. So which one are you going to? Not the one behind you.
The one behind me. Yeah, the one I attacked last time.
Okay, the weakest one.
Yeah. It's 21 to hit
Nice, got him.
for 7 points of damage.
7. Okay, and again that halves down. It's looking in tatters. It's been cut, ice is through it, and it's having trouble reforming, but it's still up. Now, Big O, you suddenly take in the situation. This isn't fun and games. People aren't playing around. There's shadows attacking your friends.
Alright. I'll turn to this one here
Mm-hmm.
and just be like, piss off, ghost.
Well, that's me.
Oh, is that you?
That's not
Sorry. They all look the same. I'll go for this one here then.
Okay.
And be like, piss off, ghost. 8 plus 5. So it's 13.
It's a hit.
Oh, me. So what is it? 1d4 plus 3. 5 damage?
5. That actually gets halved though to 3. So it goes down to 9. You get a bonus attack, right?
Yeah, I get a bonus action, so I'll just swing again. Sorry. 15.
Yep. You hit.
7.
7. Nice. Again, this one's in tatters. As your fists fly through it, ripping parts of it up. It's almost like punching a sheet. You're feeling yourself connecting, but not how you normally would.
Punching in a dream.
Yeah,
Oh. Yeah.
just turn around and punch you, mate.
I'm gonna punch off. You were casting the biggest shadow bird.
I'm just going to roll Lou into the initiative order as he's a trained
Let's go,
warrior.
Lou.
So,
True blue you.
okay, so that was O's turn. Now we've got the shadow that you just hit, who goes for Captain Winters. But no, he misses. Captain Winters sees it coming and rolls. He's on one knee. He rolls under the table and he's like, "I will stay under here. Defend me, my minions." And
I'm just imagining the crew just being like,
yeah, shadows are chasing him all over. He's rolling, crawling under tables. Yeah, you hear him crawling under through legs and chairs. But that's good that he missed. And then it's Grothmark again.
So, for any spell aficionado, for heroism, that gives a willing creature temporary hit points equal to my spellcasting modifier at the start of each of their turns.
Yeah.
Would that... It wouldn't resurrect?
It doesn't
temporary
resurrect,
hit
it
points?
has 10 HP.
Cool.
Yeah, I like to think of it as it's almost like an absorption shield.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Cool. No, I was just wondering whether to do that.
I mean, you
or
can give him an absorption.
healing with... No, I'll healing with the rabbit.
Glowing corpse.
"Here's a name."
He hasn't learned it yet.
Yeah, it was like, there's a name.
Honestly.
Declined.
Yeah.
But still in that kind of same beat, picking up from these and say, "Rabbit man, please wake up." And same 4.
So 5.
No, 4 altogether. And then he will attempt to swing on that same one that's on him. Oh, natural one. So.
No luck. So yeah, Nibbles, you also feel this primal, almost ancient drumbeat echo through you, calling to you, and it's also in harmony with old chant. Oh radio, oh radio. And you're and you find yourself, you are walking down a dark tunnel, but it calls you back, and you turn, and there's white light, and at the end of that white light, you can see Captain Winters crawling under the and yeah, the white light comes to your eye, and it wakes up, and you found yourself sitting up again, back in this chaos of the tavern. Shadows attack. The shadow goes for 2, Arthur.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah. Arthur, who hasn't reacted yet. he's got a beer and he's like, wait. And he's
Wait for it.
He puts the beer down and sees the shadow almost hand leaping across the table towards him and plunging towards him. 14 plus 4, 18.
Yeah, right.
And that does 3, 4, 7, 9 points of damage.
Yep.
And drains you of some of your strength. 3 points of strength. As you feel this icy sensation go through your body, weakening you, your knees buckle slightly, and you feel weaker. But it is now your attack.
Cool.
This shadow that just leaped and attacked you hasn't been hit yet. It's the strongest shadow left. The other 2 are in tatters.
Sweet. Is there a way to... Is that the shadow here then? Minus strength
Yeah.
here? Is there a way to chuck in the minus the strength?
I don't know. You might have to... You go down to a 12, so it'll be just a plus 1. Yeah.
Cool. I will jump up on the table.
Mm-hmm.
And I will rage.
Nice.
Come on, you frosty bastards. And I will... So, which one attacked me? That one there, bro. So these ones... I thought that one smacked you up. Sweet. And I will swing on him. So that's the bonus action for the rage.
Yeah. So you get one big swing.
Well, no, that'll be with the minus strength plus, so it'll be 11.
11. So the rage bonus is to your damage, eh? Not to your hit.
Right. Oh, no, yeah, that's right. It's usually a plus 4, but it's down to a plus 3.
Because you get damage bonus when you rage as well.
Yeah, but not attack, yeah.
Okay, because you got a 12 armor class, so you're saying you got an 11. Yeah. So, yeah, you take a wild swing. We're going to say that you've got your brass knuckles have found their way into your hands. And, yeah, you've seen suddenly this, what was a peaceful comradey situation. Suddenly people are falling, screaming, ice going, and without even a second thought, this red mist starts on the edge of your vision, and just suddenly the room turns blood red as you stand and take a wild haymaker at this shadow, this incorporeal ghost creature in front of you. You miss wildly, but you're up and you're in amongst it. Lou, who is right beside you, has drawn his sword and says, "What the hell are these creatures?" And he takes a swing at where were you, Grothmark?
It's on the side, like towards the...
Oh yeah, so he'll take one at the fresh one as well. He rolls a natural 1. So he brings down his sword and it just sinks deep into the table as this shadow shimmers on by, trying to find a new victim. Now it's the last, most tattered shadow. And that one will go for 1, 2, 3, 4, Grothmark. And he rolls 14 plus 4, 18.
Oh, misses. No. Yeah.
Okay, so that's a 5, 1, 6, 8.
Stop.
Okay, so you've been wildly swinging around and hitting drums, getting this party started. And the shadow rakes you from the side, sending ice flying across your face, and you stagger across to the side, but you're a big, strapping half-orc, very powerful, and you stay on your feet. Back to the top, and it is Nibbles. You've sat up.
How wrecked is Grothmark looking?
Pretty sore.
Pretty
He
sore.
like broke character for a second.
Oh, you heathen! Nibbles will pull out a little dart and throw it at Grothmark for healing word.
Okay.
Nice knife.
I'm still alive, rabbit. Don't kill me.
I'm still a rabbit.
Okay, so yeah, a little dart, something flies across and embeds itself in you with your bonus action, and you suddenly feel this warmth start to flood through you for how much healing?
It's shoot. I just ignored it completely. It's 1d4
4 plus your spell
plus
casting.
3. Shoot, where is it gone? 1d4 plus 3. So 4 plus 7.
7.
Nice.
Basically, almost counteracts everything. Oh, sorry, Grothmark, you lost some strength
I
too,
did, yeah.
which was 4 points of strength.
Just like me.
It's just sapping you. It's like being out in the exposed in the snow for days.
And for Nibble's action, he'll like look at the closest shadow and like do a little flick with his wrist and grow his claws using primal symmetry and then slash.
Okay.
Fuck me.
Was it a natural 1?
1 again, yeah.
Very hard to get a read on these creatures as they're flittering around, flying around the room. You slash out, but you pass through thin air as one screams past you. Duke Mooch.
Say it again.
The rapier flicks out.
This time from us.
Okay, and again, yeah, these shadows are almost like a vortex whirlpool in the room, leaping and diving at people. Very hard to keep a track of. Big O though, you've tracked one and are ready for a swing.
Yeah,
Pop it
I
off,
think
G.
he's sitting there, fucking big guy's cracking up just because he's beating up a ghost. If I watch this, guys. What was that? 13
Yes, that one hits.
for 4 damage.
4. Is it the one you've been wailing on?
Yeah, sorry, same one, just this one.
Yeah, so that takes it down to 2. It's still there, but it's almost in a wispy form and it's screaming in pain. So you get another attack.
Yeah, so I use my bonus. Yeah, 15.
Nice.
Yeah, 7
4.
damage.
You punch a ghost out. And yeah, it's suddenly just one last scream and it just bursts into a puff of black smoke and dissipates. And suddenly there's only 2 left flying around the room. The screaming, the sounds die a little as O is standing on the table with his fist bared, beating up ghosts. And that was the shadow that was going to have the next turn, so he's
Oh,
out.
hell yeah.
Yeah. And then it's Grothmark. You've just felt this warm flooding, fighting the ice that's down one side and slowly sapping your strength.
Yeah, feeling a little bit weaker. He is going to just take a swing at the dude right next to him.
This
Does
one's
that
gone, eh? Yeah.
does that strength affect any of my attack stuff?
Um,
I'm hitting with the. I don't know if there's a way to like temporarily reduce your strength.
yeah, I
on
don't
this
know.
thing.
You might just have to -2 off your roll.
Off the head, eh?
Yeah.
Cool. That's
What is it?
10.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, you swinging with the war drum.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a wild swing. It's almost like everyone's trying to hit a fly in this room and shadows flit around. And yeah, it's the shadow that you tried to hit's go.
Can I bonus action inspire?
Yes,
Cool.
sure.
So yeah, he'll just kind of complete the swing, but then hook it back around his shoulder, and while it's vertical, just give it like a little bump attack to whoever's after me.
That will be Arthur,
Cool.
which is actually really cool because Arthur, you're already in a deep rage, seeing these black forms running around, and then you hear this primal drum sound that stirs something deep inside you, something also primal and savage, and you find yourself feeling stronger and more vicious. So yeah, with inspiration you can use a d6, is it, on an attack or a saving throw?
Yeah, so you can use it on ability check, attack roll, or saving throw at this point. Not the damage, so just to, and you can use it after seeing your roll, but before knowing that.
Cool. Okay. So yeah, but the shadow, it went for person number 3, which is the Duke. So yeah, you've engaged with the shadow, lashed out with your rapier, missed. It spun around the room. 8 plus 4, 12.
That misses.
And you've got a bead on it, and you duck just as it flies past, screaming, claws leaving an ice trail just above your head.
Oh shit. Yeah. If I lost 4 more strength, I was just going to die permanently.
Well, yeah. And then become a shadow.
Yeah, exactly. That's really great.
Oh my god.
Yeah. All of us dying.
Okay, so Arthur, yeah. You see this full shadow that hasn't been hit yet just fly past the Duke, but there's another one that's in tatters and screaming and wobble, is flying with a wobble and stuff around the room.
Sweet. I'll just hit with whichever one's closest to me.
Yeah, I'll just say you can go for whatever you want. It's almost waiting as they're flying by. It's just chaos in this room, so yeah, you can choose your target.
Probably the one that's almost dead, I guess. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So yeah, make your attack roll. You also get a bonus swing if you need it.
10, I might chuck that 6 on. 12.
It's what you needed. So your huge bronze dwarven knuckle hits into this, and you feel it connect solidly as the dwarven runes across the front flare briefly, and you land a full hit on it.
Sweet. Ooh. So it'll be 9 with the reduced strength.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's
With
9
the
points
range
of
bonus.
full damage on this tattered one, and it just explodes in your punch. All around you, little wisps of almost burnt paper and smoke just flow around you and dissipate. And there's one shadow left. Lou will take a swing at this full shadow that isn't hurt. He misses again wildly as he pulls his sword out of the table and takes another and sticks his sword into the wall. Okay, back to the top. It's Nibbles. One shadow left.
Yeah, Nibbles is going to primal savagery again, so he's going to flick his claws and try and attack this thing. 15 plus 5, 20.
It's a hit. You leap across the table and your claws. Now, is this poison or acid damage? I believe it's acid, right?
It is acid, yeah.
That's good because it's immune to poison but resistant to acid.
Poison heals.
Sweet, so that's 5 acid damage.
5 acid, that gets halved, or did you halve it?
No, that wasn't half, so
Okay. So yeah, he takes 3 acid damage. So Nibbles leaps on the table as it flies by and catches it across the back as it continues flying. Duke, you're up.
I'm going to smack the guy again.
He lunges out with his rapier.
That one.
Man,
There's been a lot of
Dang.
that one.
Yeah.
This thing.
Your sword plunges into the wall beside Lou's, and Lou's like, yeah, I get it. There you go. You've just punched one ghost into oblivion. You see another one flying towards you. The
Yeah.
last one.
Swing on. 16.
That's a hit.
4 damage.
4 damage, halved to 2. So, sorry, that was a 6.
It was just punches. Yeah, I'm just swinging on this dude, bro.
Both of you guys have been the
Hey,
most
mate,
effective.
That's all we know how to do, bro.
Like I always say.
Gotta punch the guy. And yeah, I'll do my bonus action. 19, 24.
Nice. Yeah,
It's 5 damage.
5 damage. You don't get flurry of blows and everything
not
yet,
yet,
eh?
bro. I'm just like straight up bonus action. It's both just unarmed strikes for both of them.
Don't worry, very close to it.
I've punched a lot of shit and not been hit yet.
So sorry, that was 5 damage. did you
Yeah,
say?
yeah.
Takes me down to 8. Rothmark, you've played inspirational music that helped Arthur destroy one ghost, and now you're up.
He was pretty stoked about that result. He was also very glad he didn't accidentally cast Thunderwave.
Yeah, wrong song. You chose the wrong rhythm. How did it go?
So he's just gonna try and take another big swing on that other ghost. +2, right? Because of the minus strength. Yeah, 18.
18. And again, as you hit your war drum, the symbols on it flare slightly and grow, and you feel it fully connect to this creature.
Boom.
6.
Nice.
6. Rips through it, almost cutting it in half, and there's just a small tatter left flying around, which unfortunately gets the next attack.
And bonus action.
Oh, bonus action.
He'll inspire Arthur again. Kind of like pick up that beat even more from the last time.
The tribal war drums are just sounding in your ear like a thundering heartbeat, and you just feel this power coursing through you. You're connecting to this primal ancient savagery of the war drum. But the last shadow, goes to Captain Winters. Captain Winters sticks his head back.
Have we won?
And screams, "Ah!" as the shadow plunges into him and hits him. And 12, 14 points.
He's dead in one hit.
Rips Captain Winters.
How much HP has he got?
Okay, help me with this. He had 14 HP, he had 1 left.
Yeah.
And he just took 14 points of
So
damage.
he's not going to die instantly by 1 point of damage. If he had 1 more point of damage, it would have been enough to go back and double his total.
Yeah. So it's when you double your actual hit
Yeah,
points.
yeah, exactly. So if that was 15, it would have taken the last bit off,
Yeah.
and there'd be enough damage left over to just insta-kill him.
Okay, so Captain Winters sticks his head up. Have we slain him? And his whole face just turns to ice, and he falls back, totally knocked out and lost. That was a mean hit too. 4 strength. Oh, he's close. He's so close. But yeah, he falls back, and the shadow screams in victory as it flies up in the room, almost just the cloak head hood left as it's flying around the room, and nibbles. Is very close to death.
Yeah, primal savagery. He's going to attack him. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
14. It's a hit. It's got to do...
4 damage.
It's
So-
enough, just enough. It halves down to 2, and so you see the rabbit scurry across the table, leap, and one of his claws leaps out, and all that's left is a puff of black smoke as it disappears. And then everyone lands, and the room quietens down, and the candles flicker, and the coldness that was in the room and on the windows starts to fall down. The windows start to melt. And Lou stands up and Corks. Corks is like, "Oh, I'm sorry again, guys. I missed that fight as well. And Corks says, "You never hear of these things being so far out at sea. The land of Winter's Edge has many lost souls that wander, many spirits, some just wild animal spirits, some fallen gods looking to claw their way back into power."
Oh, I don't mean to jump you, mate, but your captain's bleeding out.
Yeah.
Wait.
This reminds
And he's like, "What? The captain? Oh my god, the captain, your face!"
Does one of your magical corks, can it heal him?
"Yes, it can." And he takes it out and he starts to flick through them. He's looking for the tempting Talita. Finds it, it's a green cork. And he presses it down, and you see the captain suddenly go, "Sit up," and gasp, and he says, "Oh, I was in a dark tunnel, but then a small cork-like creature called me out. It was amazing." And the captain was, "What was that? What happened?" And Cork says, "We had spirits attacking the boat. I have no idea what they were or how they got here. I've never seen anything like it in my 159 years at sea." And the captain was like, "Neither have I with my 2 months." And but so you all start to settle down, but hearts are pumping.
Back's hurting.
Back's hurting. Some of you face death and were pulled back by your companions. But well done. That was a above your challenge rating fight.
Nice. I can tell.
Okay, so what we'll say from here, just to wrap the session up, is that you all eventually find your way to your beds. Duke, you've got your king-size captain's quarter beds.
Excellent.
The captain's very happy to be sleeping with the...
With the Rothbard.
I'm so cold, Grothma! I'm so very cold!
He does scooch over.
Scooch. Yeah, and he goes little spoon. And he's shivering. A lot of you who took that strength damage are shivering through the night. You've covered yourself in blankets. And it's a very fretful, frightened sleep. You see shadows moving when your eyes open. And there's fear, there's uncertainty. The only one that sleeps really well is you, Grothmark. You carry on hearing these chanting, and you feel almost like these solid, powerful presence are standing over you, watching. And you sleep really well. You sleep deeply. One of your better sleeps.
He's also like pretty happy at like the captain kind of reminds him of his like little dad. And so he's like
yeah.
happy to have the company.
Yeah, and eventually the ones that took the ice sapping damage, your shivering starts to slow and then stop, and warmth returns to your limbs, and your strength recovers. And in the morning you hear young Dorsey call out, "Land ahoy! It's Yor is in the horizon."
Your mama. No, sorry.
Mooch travels to himself.
Yeah, your mama's on the horizon.
Mama's come to shore. Sorry.
And you all find yourself standing on the docks watching in the distance as the seaside town of Yor beckons. You can't quite make it out from here yet. The sea breeze is quite low. There's a sea fog that's settled over most of the town. You can make out little rickety towers that are punching through the fog. Very makeshift towers, and occasionally you catch a little glint as though looking glasses are taking you in as you're coming towards the town. You're all standing there after last night's terrifying ordeal, feeling somehow stronger that you've faced.
Oh shit!
You've faced down something supernatural and powerful, and something you don't really understand at this point. You've stepped out of your father's shadows and you're making your own way into this world. You all feel a little more confident, a little more sure of yourself, all becoming the men you're destined to be. And you all level up.
Yeah, nice.
So yeah, next session we land in Yor. So start to think about how you want to approach the town, what you want to do. You've got so many options. You can do whatever you like, whatever you feel your characters want to do, and we'll go from there.
Thanks for that.